you gave the example of how people play the game in other ways, where one can feel superior as a result of rejecting materialism, and then they can make themselves feel special and superior to all the people playing the materialistic games, or they can make themselves feel superior as a result of their religiosity and the belief that their religion is the one true religion, everybody else has got it wrong, or that they're sinners, or they're going to end up in hell, or something like that.
Or that their atheism is the one true religion, just to, include everybody.
Exactly. Yes. And, or that, I think there's a million political examples of this. And this is across every political issue, from wearing masks. People are doing this to virtue signal that they're a good person. They think it means that they believe in the science and things of that nature. Or if they're staying locked in their home, they think that means they're a good citizen. Or if they're pro-abortion, or pro-life, they equally feel self-righteous in their positions, that it makes them superior to the other camp. I think that there's sort of endless examples of how we play these status games. And yet, just to take the materialism versus not a materialism example, it almost feels like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? If you're playing the materialistic game, no matter how wealthy you are and how fancy of a car you drive, there's always somebody who's doing it better than you, who's got a bigger, fancier house, more expensive house, who's got a fancier car, who's got more cars, who's got a nicer watch, right? Who's got more money. And then if you opt out of that game to sort of make yourself feel superior and say, I'm not playing this materialistic game and I'm therefore superior to you, that's also, as you pointed out, still playing the game. So what is the right approach to serotonin? What is a healthy way to sort of optimize our serotonin levels?
I want to mention that in my book, Status Games, one of the top ones is my abs are better than your abs. So physical appearance is a very big arena for this. So the first step is to know that social comparison is a natural behavior for the mammal brain, because a mammal always has to be aware how it stacks up against others. Am I stronger than you, or am I weaker than you? So whenever two mammals meet in nature, or even in the zoo, their brains instantly do a weighing of the other and come to a conclusion. Am I stronger than you or weaker than you, so that I can have the right behavior? And it's interesting that many languages, I cannot speak to you unless I first decide that you are more powerful than me or less powerful than me. And people who have studied foreign languages, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So this mindset is just part of being a mammal. So the first step is just to not take it too seriously, but to know it's there. Now, the reason you take it seriously is because of what happened to you when you're an adolescent. So of course, adolescents suddenly have what is a life or death feeling about social acceptance, because from a perspective of evolutionary biology, if I'm rejected socially, my genes will be wiped off the face of the earth. So a mammal is in a hurry for social acceptance. And so every rejection triggers cortisol, wires you to feel like I'm at the bottom of the world. And if you listen to interviews with celebrities, and they all tell you how small and inadequate they felt when they were young, how is it that every single person thinks that they were the ones that were at the bottom in high school? How could that be? It's because that's how the inner mammal sees the world, through that lens. So again, first is just to take it with a grain of salt, to know that it's there, both the urge for the one-up position and that pain of the one down position. And then we can try to give it to ourselves in relatively healthy ways. There's no real perfectly healthy way, because it is maddening, but what I call it, putting yourself up without putting others down. Okay. But even this putting yourself up, can lead to certain excesses that you can think of. And so doing that with that grain of salt, just taking it all with a grain of salt.